All right, this is GBEAST of the Lesson In Headbanging Podcast, and on this episode, we will talk about the returning festivals, right? Mayhem Festival, we will talk about that and their lineup for 2024. But it's not a touring, just a one-off festival. Also, we will talk about the Summer Slaughter Tour. So 2 festivals got people laughing at, right? And the third one, Riot Fest, right here in Chicago. We will talk about that as well, right here in the Lesson In and Headbanging Podcast. Before I continue on, if you're watching on YouTube, give me a subscribe, give me a like, and drop it on the comment section. What's your thoughts about these 3 festivals right here on the show? So without further ado, let's kick it off, baby. All right, man, let's talk about Summer Slaughter Tour 2024. And again, I'll put the graphic right above me for 2024. So they're going to be going on tour starting July 12th in Brooklyn, New York, and head all the way up to Reading, Pennsylvania, August the 19th. So looking at this list here, we got Veil Maya. We have Brand of Sacrifice, Gideon, Let to Suffer, a bunch of other bands playing on here. And you look at the tagline, the most extreme tour of the year is back. So, let's talk about this. Why is people poking fun at this? Well, again, it's nothing against all these bands, and I'm just going to my personal opinion. There's nothing against them, right? They're all great. Now, I've seen some of them. But again, the most extreme tour of the year, I think that's where kind of people are getting a little laughing here, right? This was all the people are like, ha, 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 ha. You guys are funny. You guys come back after what? You get this? And look, let's look at all former Summer Slaughter tours here. And maybe I can put up some posters up here next to me in a video so you kind of see what I'm talking about. So we have what? All the former tours in the past. We had Arcadia Strain, we had the Black Dahlia Murder, we had Decapitated on here, the Faceless, what else we had? Morbid Angel. Morbid Angel was on part of the Summer Slaughter Tour. Cannibal Corpse, Nile, Suffocation, Cattle Decapitation, Carnifex, Necrogoblicon, we got Luna Shore. At one point, we had Slaughter to Prevail before. Now they're huge, right? These guys can go out on their damn selves of the headliners. But Slaughter to Prevail was part of it. Arch Enemy was part of it. After the Burial. So you kind of see the pattern here, right? Between the Buried and Me. So we got Piffery. What else on here? Whitechapel, Darkest Hour, 6 Feet Under, Dying Fetus. So you kind of see it here. And yeah, there's a little bit of mixture of grindcore, maybe a little bit of metalcore. But you got some old school death metal, right? Cannibal Corpse, Morbid Angel, Dying Fetus, 6 Feet Under. I mean, Chris Barnes and the boys band did these. Cattle Decap. Man, those guys are, all these bands are headliners by themselves, and they don't have to be part of a 30 or 50 dates with touring with 30 other bands. These guys can go out by themselves and take 2 bands and do short runs across the United States. They can do that if they want to, and maybe that's why they're probably not able to pick up a handful of bands. Because look, we knew Dying Fetus toured early in 2024, right? Cannibal Corpse will do their own thing, right? Who else? Morbid Angel. They're going to be going on tour later on this fall with Suffocation and Crypta. Who else? All these. Cattle Decap was on tour for quite a bit. I think they were on the Metal Decibel tour. So I think with Carnifex. So these guys are out doing their own shit, man. So I kind of see why Summer Slaughter, they're having maybe just bucking wise. They're not able to secure with these other bands, but I don't know. again, I see why people are laughing at the current lineup, because it doesn't matches up to all the previous episode. The most extreme tour, right? The extreme bands, the death metal, black metal, right? Those are the bands you think of when it comes to Summer Slaughter, which I think about it as well, right? When I think about Summer Slaughter, I think about those bands. Brutal, annihilating death metal, right? You know, just gut punching. That's what you think about it, right? So that's what I think when it comes to Summer Slaughter. And after seeing that lineup for 2024, I'm like, well, I mean, if I had free tickets given to me, will I still go to it? Yeah, I guess I'll still go to it. I mean, there's no Chicago date. The closest one is St. Louis area. But, I mean, if I was still given... Oh, no, there is a Chicago date, House of Blues. But, you know, if I was getting free tickets and you know, I'm like, okay, I'll still go to it, right? Support the bands, right? What I talked about before. But, again, your opinions matters. Drop it on the comment section down below. What do you guys think about this year's Summer Slaughter Tour? All right, speaking about another laughable one. Now, I'm trying to be respectful much as I can. The Mayhem Festival, right? They've been teasing Mayhem Festival returning for 2024. And, you know, I was hoping they were going to do a tour, but I'm like, man, it is getting close to June. And a lot of these amphitheater tours they're jam-packed. August, September, October. I mean, it's busy. It's busy, so they're a little bit late booking a full tour. And a lot of these bands are already out there doing their own thing, right? So 2025 would be a better option for them, because it's their time to start booking these bands and get shit in high gear for next year, right? Again, they're in steep competition, right? You got Danny Wimmer festivals going around across the world, right? You got Aftershock, you got Louder Than Life down in Louisville. You have Sonic Temple, Welcome to Rockville. So you got Incarnations, Rocklahoma. So you got all these major festivals across the United States you're competing against. And you want to do a touring festival lineup and try not to interfere with them. Good luck. Because those festivals has, 30, 40 plus bands, Danny Wimmer festivals. And they need big headliners as well. So the Mayhem Fest, they have to get their shit on the dot, because they got some steep competition out there. So I can see why it's not like a big, you know, hey, we're back, you know, here's Rammstein, you know, they were Slipknot, right? These bands, they used to be part of the Mayhem, because Danny Wimmer weren't huge across the country, right? Ozfest was slowly going away. Okay, well, we need a replacement. Mayhem Festival. That was the perfect festival to slot right down in the middle before, you know, Mayhem kind of went away, which I went to the final tour, right? Slayer, King Diamond, hell yeah. The final time I saw Vinnie Paul, rest in peace. But let's talk about this year's Mayhem Fest. So we have Bad Omens headlining Parkway Drive. Again, nothing against Parkway Drive. None of these bands, nothing against them. They're all great. Never seen Bad Omens. I would love to see them. I've seen Parkway Drive in 23. They were one of my favorite bands, and I can't wait to see them again. Architects, another band I want to see. Ginger, another band. Poppy, you know, I'm on the fence with them. Kitty, old school right there. What else we got? August Burns Red, another band I still wanted to see. Suicide Silence, Weekend Romans, 7 Hours After, was that Violet? We got, who else we got on there? Born of Races, Unearthed, another band I want to see. Darkest Hour, seen those guys many times. So, again, there's your lineup. And you got Bad Omens headlining, right? This is going to be out in San Bernardino, California, right? And if you know the history of Mayhem Fest, San Bernardino, California is the kickoff for Mayhem Fest touring. Every year they host it, right? San Bernardino, and onward we go across the country, right? So I kind of see why they're having it at San Bernardino, because that is the starting point of Mayhem Fest. So I can see why people were laughing at it. Bad Omens, the headliner. Again, nothing against them. But yes, they're a young, upcoming band that's kicking ass across the country, right? These guys are doing their own headlining shows. They're picking up steams, picking up radio play. I notice they're picking a lot of radio play. Nothing against Bad Omens, because they're great. But as a headliner for Mayhem Fest, I think maybe that's where some people are like, hey. Now, let's talk about 2025. When they do return the tour to 2025, it's a full-on festival touring. Who do you guys think should be the headliners for 2025? And it has to just hit a punch. Okay, nothing against Bad Omens. They could be on the festival if they want to, maybe third or fourth on the bill. But who's going to end the show every night? And just looking at the history of Mayhem Festival, again, I will put all the posters of I mean, just look at it. Korn, Rob Zombie. I mean, the bands are still around kicking ass. Slipknot, Disturbed, still around kicking ass. Avenged Sevenfold, still around kicking ass. Who else? Lamb of God, still kicking ass. Anthrax, Machine Head, Hatebreed, Five Finger Death Punch, if that's up your guys' alley. These guys are out there still kicking ass. Godsmack, Megadeth. Obviously one of my favorite ones I went to was Slipknot, Slayer, Motorhead, Anthrax. One of my favorites, right? I got a poster signed by Anthrax from that festival. What else? Who else could be headliners? Rammstein if they wanted to, but they're most likely their own headlining tour. So Slipknot, Disturbed. Looking at here, the list here. Let's see the archive for Mayhem Festival here. Those are the top bands I could think they could headline, right? Rob Zombie, Mastodon, Lamb of God, Avenged Sevenfold, Disturbed, Slipknot. What else you could think of? I mean, those are the top bands that were formerly used to host these festivals. Hopefully they could be available for 2025, right? Amon Amarth, another band that could be on there as well. So there's a lot of bands that could be up there. I mean, just so many newer bands, new generation bands, right? Sanguisugabye could be on there. Frozen Soul, 200 Stab. I mean, there's a lot of bands out there that could be part of the 2025 Mayhem Festival. But headlining wise, those are some of the bands I think they could return. Or hell, maybe get King Diamond or Merciful Fate if they want to. They could do that. We know Slayer allegedly is doing these 3 shows, and they can pull these guys out 2025 and throw them a shit ton of money. Possibly. Well, we don't know. But as fans, very interesting for 2024 as a one-off, but very curious to see how they're going to pull off 2025. All right, let's move on to Riot Fest in Chicago. Speaking of Slayer, so let me put up the graphic right above me here. Riot Fest going down September 20th to the 22nd. Again, some bands are just not my interest. Maybe it could be for you. So we got Fall Out Boy headline, and we got Beck. I don't know too much about Beck. I know the beer Beck. And obviously Slayer, right? Effing Slayer. My ass will be there, front and center. I was there at the final show in Douglas Park in Chicago. The final Chicago show for Slayer. And gotta go see him again, right? Why bitch about it? Go see him. But Rob Zombie's gonna be on there. The Offsprings. We got Sublime on there. If you're a hip hop fan, I guess Public Enemy, if that matters to you. What else we got? We got Cypress Hill, if that's your thing. Sum 41 was on Newfound Glory. Taking Back Sunday. Lamb of God and Mastodon. I hope they play on Slayer Day. I hope so. What else we got on here? Suicidal Tendencies. Saw those guys in 23. Mike and the boys just kicked all form ass. ST Baby for Life. What else we got? Gwar. Gwar's on it. Rival Sons. If you're a fan of classic rock and roll, man, love Rival Sons. Clutch. Yeah, Neil and the boys gonna be kicking ass. NOFX, if you're a fan of those guys. Descents, Circle Jerks, Pennywise, Old School Punkin' is gonna be on here. Who else we got on here? Let's see. That's it. Now I'm trying to look at okay, Necrogoblicon's on here. That's very interesting. It's like Lorna Shore on Lollapalooza. Nothing against Necrogoblicon. Those guys are freaking great, man. Ass-kicking band. And I'm trying to read all the small prints in the bottom because they like to throw in random bands in these small prints. But so far, man, I hopefully Rob Zombie, Slayer, Lamb of God, and Mastodon, Gwar. I hope these bands will play all in one day because they all kick ass. And if they're all in one day, you know, my happy ass will be there. So again, let me know what you guys think about Riot Fest, Summer Slaughter, or Mayhem Fest, or next year's potential Mayhem Fest. Let me know what you guys think down here in the comments down below. All right, horns up.